Now, most of us have a huge admiration for the talents of creative people, but we tend to assume that these were God-given capabilities rather than something which we could develop, say, within ourselves. However, a young Belfast man isn't buying into that at all. He believes that creativity is like a muscle which is within us all, but we just don't use it enough. And now he's come up with a novel and entertaining way of urging us to exercise that muscle and become much more creative in our thinking.
Once upon a time, there was a sheep that lived with a turtle, and the turtle was called Fatso.
He was in a dark room, he couldn't see a thing.
Rory story cubes are a set of 9 dice with 54 unique kind of images on them. They're iconic images and they have a kind of universal meaning.
He died and he went to the land of sheep.
It's almost too simple the way it works. You roll the dice and you make up a story that starts with once upon a time, and you have to somehow join together all the face-up images on the dice.
4 o'clock. Finally, it's 4 o'clock, said the sheep, so I can go to my meeting now.
Because of the number of dice and images, there's over 10 million possible sequences that you can have. But then with how people tell the stories, it means there's infinite stories.
He went back to his house and his phone rang.
There's the visual and tactile nature of the cubes that children love. And I often say that the story cubes are a great leveler because children are quite often better than adults at it because they don't have the same inhibitions. Though you will find some that say, I can't tell a story. But what will happen is they'll maybe start off and be quite literal in how they use it. So they might say, once upon a time, you know, there was a clock and then there was a boy and there was a sheep. But it's like if they do it a couple of times and watch each other playing it, they'll start to kind of almost layer in more. And all it takes is one person to tell a kind of quirky story, and then the others kind of go, oh, you can do that, all right. So then they start kind of getting into it a lot more as well.
And while he was in bed, the sheep was running about, throwing everything all over the place. And then he lost his credit card. Oh, no.
I describe them as like stepping stones for people's imagination. And that's what happens is that, you know, the children kind of use them and then their imagination just flowers and explodes and they start taking it in kind of a whole new direction.
You coming up as well?
We have 3 young children. We have had three children within 5 years, and they're 5, 3 and 1 at the moment. We're keen that they're not in full-time childcare, that we have that balance where we do get to spend time with them and share the creativity with them as well, because I think that's important. If we're teaching this to other people, we want to bring our kids up and live the life that we are talking about to others. And we are both very keen that we're enjoying them as they're young. Yes, we need to make a living, and yes, we have our business as well, but we have a long work life ahead of us as well. And you know, the kids will grow up, they're going to be in school in a few years, it's going to be a lot easier.
Anita looks after the website side of things, and I'm kind of like the public face of the Creativity Hub. And so what I've tried to do is, we did with our original, our kind of first run of the story cubes, we did pack them ourselves. We'd put on the stickers, we'd put all the dice in the box, and we'd get help from the girls even to pack them. But because the numbers started going up, we just thought we can't do that. And so I made contact with Orchardville, which is a local kind of social enterprise. And I'm a big believer in social enterprise, of kind of making a difference and making some money at the same time. And they provide training for people with learning disabilities in a kind of business context. So for them, it's ideal to pack the story cubes. So it took kind of work away from us that was eating into our time, both kind of family life and work life. And the guys at Orchardville then got to do some meaningful work as well, so it kind of created a win-win situation. And it adds to our kind of kudos in terms of social enterprise as well. We can only sell a certain amount directly. So we've got local bookstore, No Alibis is an independently run bookshop who, when they saw the story cubes, fell in love with them and have been big champions for it. And so they stocked them there. So these are the new ones. Brilliant. So we've got them molded and they're embossed.
Yeah, and I like the edges and the way you can feel that. That's great.
And then at the other extreme, we've got a kind of fairly recent new shop, learning space, which is, supplies the kind of educational market. So it's mostly teachers, parents who might be doing homeschooling. And they've recently started stocking the story cubes because they see the potential for it in that educational market. And now, the fact that we've had such an overwhelming response already has made it an easy decision for them to take it on.
Once upon a time, there was a castle with a princess in.
A lot of people think they're not creative, and it's like an on-off switch, you have it or you don't, whereas really it's more like a muscle that you just got it the more you exercise it. And that's kind of the point of the story cubes. I kind of say to people, look, if you do this, kind of once a day, just roll the dice and tell a story. It's almost like you're rewiring the brain in terms of that ability to, think in pictures, use your imagination, improvise. Because I think it is a natural part of who we are. We've had it as part of the human race. It just seems like the focus has shifted away in the past. And now we're finding, when all hell kind of breaks loose, you suddenly go, hang on, we need to think differently about things.
No, it was inside a treasure.
I suppose our big mission is to help as many people unlock their creativity and put it into use. Because for us, there's no bigger kick than having an idea and seeing it come to fruition. So it's, I think, helping people improve their lot in life by being able to apply that creativity to make a difference, whether it's social, emotional, financial. Because I think if the more people who can apply their creativity along with the more logical thinking that a lot of us already have, we can transform the world. The end.